Alright, I'm back. Let's get on with it. Voice crack. Gotta love the Realm Reborn motif there, right? Leon just dropped dead. He's exhausted. Agriculture shock. What's up? This is all very wonderful, I'm sure, but I was rather hoping to learn more about your nourishment provision facilities. Hold on. Okay, thought I was gonna sneeze. In other words, where's the food? I believe both the knowledge and consumables you seek may be found at Mariel Agronomics. As I imagine Singing Way and the others intend to study every conceivable facet of this apparatus, would thou be so kind as to escort our visiting culinarian? Yes, that sounds much more interesting. Hopefully I'll be able to see firsthand some of the delicacies Oriander was telling me about. Even his incredibly vivid, if a bit too verbose, descriptions cannot compare to sampling them myself. Not to mention, Atheris will soon be no more. So I must learn all I can while there's still time! Let us brook no further delay. That it? It would appear I have inadvertently taken upon myself the more demanding duty, entertaining 3 inquisitive loporits to thy 1. Yet be that as it may, it will be my pleasure to impart what little knowledge I possess to our would-be saviors. Okay, they don't say nothing different this time. Okay. Nice double negative. Oh, right, north. This is the place, yes? The heady aroma was enough to guide me here, and I've spotted several of the fruit and vegetables featured in our compendium. I'd dearly love to try some, but I read that those who help themselves to a farmer's crops without permission are often caught and put into pies. Perhaps you could ask whoever's in charge if they would be willing to part with a few samples. Cooking Way is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Right. What a fine mess this is. Ah, it's you, the one who climbed down the mine shaft. I'd show you around if I could, but I'm rushed off my feet preparing for the exodus. And I'm not the only one. We've all got to find ways to do what we do down here, up there. First on the moon, then on whichever star the form decides will become our new home. It's all so sudden. So unreal. Don't you want to go to the moon? Well, it's better than waiting for the final days to claim us. But no matter how carefully it's all planned, we'll never be able to take every variety of flora and fauna with us. Even the ones we can take may not survive in their new environment. So many species doomed to extinction. Sorry, that's not what you came to talk about, is it? I know, but it feels too real, man. It feels too real. Nothing quite so dire, I assure you. We merely wish to sample a little of your produce, if we may. By all means, help yourselves. And much appreciated, my good fellow. So where to begin? If only humanity in real life was taking things like global warming as seriously and with the same sense of urgency as this, right? Ah, it's because people don't see the threat. That's why. Not until they start seeing and feeling it that they react. By then, it's usually too late. I have an enormous list of seeds, saplings, and whatnot to take to the central circuit, but I suppose that means... Okay, this is kind of whatever. Oh, I know what these are. Grapes, yes? Let's see if they are as delicious as they look. I say global warming or climate change like as a base standard that most people say for things like that, but also habitat loss and extinction, species extinction, of course. But yeah, like I said, we don't take it seriously until it's usually too late, because that's usually when the symptoms appear and more obvious. Anyway, so sweet, so sour. The taste is much like a ripe philosopher's carrot, and yet the texture is entirely different. The contrast between the outer skin and the fruit within is most peculiar, though far from unpleasant. Yes, I think I'll try another. Well, that's certainly given me food for thought, though in a far less visceral manner than any philosopher's carrot. But tell me, what is your opinion of grapes? In real life, yeah, I'll say yeah, meh. It's meh. Meh? An expression of indifference, I assume. In all fairness, our compendium did note that they are valued more as an ingredient for spirituous beverages rather than as a food for regular consumption. Right, for getting drunk. Wasted. There's the grapes. There we go. Anyway, that's enough about grapes for the time being. On to the next treat. As Urianger informed me, the key to exquisite cuisine lies in selecting only the very best ingredients. This is true. Same with crafting good quality whatever. Need good materials, good quality materials. Orange by name, orange by nature. Yep. What came first? The fruit or the color? Who cares? Let's eat! I like this guy. Let's eat! Who doesn't like to do that? Yes, that's... Equal parts sweet and sour, as with the grapes. Yet nothing alike. I may have to consult Urianger about expanding my vocabulary. I simply cannot find the words to describe it. Perhaps what I'm looking for is... bitter. This is all very complicated, you know. So many flavors, so many choices. And each individual with their own personal preferences. Now I see why you all turned your noses up at the idea of eating nothing but carrots. Marvelous though they still are in my estimation, let no one say I said otherwise. Ah, but speaking of carrots, I've yet to sample any of the vegetables. Let's see what's in that field over there. Okay. That color, that texture. Are they some sort of enormous round carrots? Not exactly. No? In any case, proper nomenclature is less of a concern than the taste. Nom 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 nom. Blah! It's so hard and flavorless, I may as well be chewing a piece of wood. That all but confirms it. These are nothing more than misbegotten failures masquerading as goodly carrots. Sure. Oh, I knew she would say something. She was right there. Stop, stop, stop! Can't you say that these are pumpkins? And no one with any sense would try eating them raw. You're supposed to cook them first. Do you not find it an awful bother? I kinda do, honestly, yeah. I'm more like the Charlians, where I'd rather just grab something that's readily available and just go. Just eat it for nutrition and then go do other shit. Far from it! Cooking is a joy unto itself, but this is also equally valid. And what's more, it broadens the range of ingredients that we may safely eat. But above all else, cooking allows us to draw out the full potential of our produce. Pumpkin stew has been one of my favorite dishes for as long as I can remember. Then perhaps even these hard blocks of plant matter can become as delicious as the orange I sampled. I wonder though, if there's anything even more delicious. How about that yellow fruit over yonder? Well, I was trying to unmount. What a wondrous fragrance. With luck, it'll have a flavor to match. As I have no idea how these are eaten, I'll just bite into it. Uh-oh. Ah! Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. My tongue! Is this Poison?
I got poison!
A lemon? You mean it's supposed to taste like this? Yeah, you're not really supposed to just bite into it like that. How can something so similar to an orange be so revolting? Maybe some time before my palate recovers from this ordeal. As such, I had best call an end to this round of sampling. Let's say our farewells and return to the others. Okay. Poor little cooking ways. Finished, have you? I trust you found something to your liking? I'm rather enamored with the grapes and oranges. Less so the pumpkin, though I learned the hard way they're not to be eaten raw. Then there was the lemon. The deceiver. I still feel so violated.
I got
First time, was it? I'd hate for you to leave with a bad taste in your mouth, in more ways than one. So I'll give you this lemon muffin I baked. If this doesn't change your opinion, nothing will. More lemon? Have I not suffered enough? Nevertheless, it would be remiss of me to spurn this opportunity to... Oof, bit of sick came up there. Learn more of your inscrutable ways. Very well, lemon muffin. Do your worst. Oh, here we go.
Wait till you see them. No, 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 no.
This is... delicious! Although I still detect a hint of lemon, it complements the sweetness of the dough to create a perfect harmony. It does. Lemon muffins are fucking delicious. I never would have guessed its vile bitterness could be utilized so elegantly. My good chap, this is simply breathtaking. See? We rarely use lemon in its natural state, but it has a starring role in all sorts of recipes, and the same is true for many other ingredients. This reminds me of what that one streamer that I watch a lot, Bakba Soup, Mr. Professional Chef Bakba Soup, I'll give him a shout out right now. He says this all the time in his own words and kind of rants about it, like does a mini rant about it, quite a lot, whenever the topic of people saying they hate and are disgusted by certain foods, yeah, they hate and are disgusted by certain foods. He's like, it's just because you haven't had it prepared properly, or you haven't had the right ingredients, like combined it with the right ingredients yet, and that's why you hate it so much. You know, he has a passion for wanting people to have an open mind about food. The professional chef. So he would like this right here. He would read this and be like, see? That's what I'm saying constantly. It comes down to making the most of the resources at our disposal. And sometimes that can even be the difference between life and death. Indeed. I know we won't be able to take every species with us. No doubt the Forum agonized over what was worth preserving. And what will be consigned to history. Hard choices, but make them we must if we're to survive. It is sad, yeah. But strength of will. Now I know what Heidelin sees in your kind. Really? Mankind, the Loperites, we were both born from the accumulated knowledge of the ancients. They learned all there is to learn about the nature of sentient life and the fates of the stars themselves. Once a civilization has fulfilled the basic requirements for survival, it will inevitably seek to eliminate all forms of negativity and achieve perfection. Yes, actually, even if we may never actually achieve it, but we strive for it, yes. This is a direct consequence of, like he says, getting people's needs met, their basic survival requirements, and not having them be under constant pressure from nonsense. Especially survival pressure, but also coercive elements of other kinds, but mostly coercive elements of relating to survival. It's a shame we still do that today when it's not necessary, you know? And therein lies its folly, and its downfall. For perfection is an unattainable ideal, yes, ideal. It is the paradox of the immaculate carrot, right. We can only approach it, but we can never achieve it. No harm in trying, though. because it leads to improvement at least. That's never a bad thing. We can always keep improving. If you ask me, that's better than perfection. If we achieved a state of perfection, we'd stop wanting to improve and things would become stale. Yet civilizations since time immemorial have deemed the pursuit of perfection as progress. Thank you. They pay no heed to the costs incurred in their futile quest, and all too often become the architects of their own demise. Their dreams forever unfulfilled. Yeah, we do get carried away sometimes and cause our own downfall. Nuclear bombs, anyone? What then is the alternative? The answer lies in knowing that our existence can never be perfect. To be content with what we have and make the most of it. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Sure. When life gives you lemons, make lemon muffins. It's his own way of saying it, basically, but yeah. Pardon my Eorzean, but what in the seven hells are you on about? And who are you, anyway? He just asked that now. Cooking Way, at your service. I'm here to help prepare for the trip to the moon. And once you get there, you'll be able to try my carrots. I've been growing all different kinds. But don't worry, there'll be room for your crops, too. We'll work together to preserve as many of Atheros' species as possible, if you're up to the challenge. Yes, of course. I look forward to it. Well, this has all been highly productive. Probably. Let's go and see if Oriandra and the others have run out of machinery to inspect, shall we? It is true, sometimes we do confuse things that are detrimental to us as progress, and they're really not. You have to be able to, even if it's like searching for a needle in the haystack, we have to use our ingenuity to discern what's actually useful for us and what isn't, whenever we develop new technologies or ways of doing things. We also can't be downright dismissive of something. Like, for example, nuclear power is dangerous, especially nuclear fission. Nuclear fusion, on the other hand, shows potential for actually being a pretty safe alternative. Not that it's even necessary when we have so many other energy potentials, but still. It's yet another one to be added to the list. Which is why there shouldn't even be an energy crisis to begin with. But yeah, what the... Oh shit! What the hell happened to you? A moment of silence for her. But here, maybe she's AFK? Maybe not? Maybe they'll take it, maybe they won't. Here you go. There you go. Don't let it be said that I'm, you know, I don't show kindness to strangers. Because I do. By Cooking Way's broad grin, I assume your excursion was a roaring success? Oh, there you are. Oh shit. There you go. I guess they thanked me for it. Anyway, oh, there you are. Oh, have the others finished talking about rain-making what's-its yet? Maybe they said something in... I'm checking Say Chat. Oh yeah, they did. Since I have my Say Chat in another tab, I didn't even realize they were talking to me. Because Say Chat only goes so far. I happened to show up at the right time. She said, "Can anyone res me?" Guessing she probably meant to put that in shout chat. Then I rolled up right at that moment and offered a moment of silence. She said, "I guess the thing outside can target me and kill me." And then that's when I resed her and she donated me as thanks. Cool. I gotta check the damn Say Chat tab when I do that. Whenever I do something that interacts with another player. Just so I know that if they're talking to me or not. Rain-making what's-its. What did you say again? I got thrown off track by all that. That's why I try to limit my player-to-player interactions on stream, because it does slow us down, unfortunately, but... You know, I like to help people, so I couldn't help myself. I couldn't just leave her there. By cooking Wade's broad grin, I assume your excursion was a wrong success. Yeah, I read that. I wonder what the hell killed her then? What the hell traveled this far in? Something out there really didn't like her. That chased her this far inside. Where have you and Cooking Way been? If the two of you were engaged in pursuits of an educational nature, you should have taken me too. I am the leader, after all. Not to rub it in, but we had the most fantastic time while you were away. Ryanje was able to obtain all manner of meteorological data for us to pore over. I'll be sure to put my newfound knowledge to good use once we return to the moon. It's my duty to make your journey as comfortable as possible, though there's no telling how long it will be. 100 years? 1,000? Probably closer to 5,000, give or take. Yeah. That was most enlightening, especially the part with the lemon muffin. Actually, I was wondering, do you know of any other places famed for their cuisine? That's true too, but... Limsa Laminsa is home to the Culinarians Guild, and many less than savory establishments. Sure, why not, right? Would that I had time to visit. The more I learn about Theris, the more I wish we could spare it from the final days. Now you're starting to understand where we come from, wanting to do that. Alas, Heidelin's orders are to flee, not to resist. If only there was some other way. That's what we're looking for. Muffins. I wonder if this is how Pudding Way felt the first time Ryanje made pudding. Though I'm not sure that actually was pudding, come to think of it. Something about it seemed a bit off. Sage Council. Ryanje appears to be telling the Loporits in preparation for an imminent departure. Leon, I trust thy time at Mariel Agronomics did... bear fruit?
You bastard!
I see why he coughed. He knew I was going to react that way after using that pun. Our own efforts, too, were rewarded. We now possess an embarrassment of educational riches. No doubt our guests' relentless pursuit of knowledge could occupy them and us for a fortnight. Alas, time is of the essence. Let us return to Charlian Hamlet forthwith. I shall gladly attend to each and every Loporit there, should further questions within my power to answer arise. Aww. Just aww. That was cute. Excuse me, milady? I suppose I could have also just made a joke about being a gentleman. To the lady that I helped or whatever, but... The one that I revived. The player. But yeah, I kind of missed an opportunity, right? To be like, oh look, I'm a gentleman because I revived her or whatever, but... Whatever now. That was ever so delightful. And with this much information, I can fine-tune the moon's environs for your people's comfort. It's surprisingly tricky to estimate the appropriate temperature settings for beings so lacking in fur. Well, I guess there's no need to say it. Actions speak louder than words. I've proven myself a proper gentleman by helping her out. Why did I not ask Jebke how to make carrot muffins? We could have baked goods bursting with happiness. Oh no, there was nowhere in particular I was hoping to go. I simply wish to see, hear, feel, and think as much as I possibly can while we're here. What did I look for? What did I say? Nothing new. Just what Heidelin tells us to do all the time. The Loporits want for activities and stimulation, but I struggle to conceive of how to busy them whilst we wait. Well, we might not have to for very long. Going away? Good take on this. What do you got? You satisfied, little friend? Yes, Leon, that was indeed me verbalizing a sigh to express my emotional state. Do you want to know why? Because I saw the reconstructed environmental data for Aetheris at Logisticon Alpha, that's why. A forest so lovely and so leafy. Are all of your forests like that? More or less. The Black Shroud is quite leafy indeed, in a place of utmost tranquility. Their verdant, at least, the trees of Devonia stand particularly proud. Did you see the forest of the first? One was purple. Yeah, a lot of good answers, but since I started my adventure in the Black Shroud, and I've always admitted I really love the green nature aspect of that place, I still like Limsa better just because of the ocean views and everything. But I've said it before, Verdania reminds me of Yosemite National Park a little bit. It's fucking beautiful. The Black Shroud is quite leafy indeed, in a place of utmost tranquility. The middle of fucking nowhere. Nice, clean, fresh air. Gasp! Gasp, I say! With a star so wonderful, it comes as no surprise that you're reluctant to leave it behind. I was a fool to think otherwise, to assume that the moon was something worth being proud of. Well, hold on, don't go that far. How ridiculous we must seem to you, trying so hard yet achieving so little. Oh, come on, don't be ashamed of what you did. You did a lot. Not at all. Thy works are no less worthy for their uniqueness. Yeah. I thought I heard tiny voices. Chad cred! How did it stop there? Oh, I was able to glean a fair bit from the researchers while helping to move their cargo. Preparations have proceeded without interruption here, despite news of the coming end. We have the forum's leadership to thank for that. That doesn't mean people aren't worried, though. Quite the opposite. Knowing disaster could strike at any moment, they've hurried to complete their work, equally aware that a single error could be the difference between life and death. And we can hardly tell them there's no cause for concern. True. True. Perhaps not. Though aided by our goodly growing way, we may yet find other ways to lighten their burden. Me? Be of use to people? I'm honored that you would think me so capable, but I'm not sure that I'm up to the challenge. Nevertheless, I believe in thee. If you say so, I suppose it can't hurt to try. I passed someone moping in the Western Plaza that looked to be in need of a helping paw. Perhaps you might start with him. Excuse me. 'Tis as good a place as any. Come. Oh look, there she is, the little cat girl. Yeah. Pleasure to be of service, milady. You'd best go with them. I don't think Orionja misjudged him, but Growing Way does look like he could use some emotional support. Right. I still have work to complete elsewhere. I trust that I won't return to find any Loprits in tears. Of course not. Milady. I know I already bowed to her while targeting her after she thanked me for reviving her, but fuck it. Still a proper gentleman. Oh. Can I help you? Well, yeah, actually. We're here to help you. It is you who would help me? Is my anxiety truly so obvious? Kinda, yeah. I felt it the first time I met you earlier. A burden shared is a burden eased. Pray, tell us of thy troubles. We learned that when we showed Hermes that he wasn't the only one who gets sad about, you know, the loss of life and all that. Too bad it wasn't enough to deter his course. Those little fellows do look like good listeners. Yeah, look at their ears. I'm an engineer, you see. And what they say of the ship? That it's the sum of decades of Charlian ingenuity? That it's built with peerless Alogan technology? is all true, but I know that none of that's a guarantee. We've never before launched a starfaring vessel, let alone flown it in the great expanse. All the tests we've run have been on the ground. Only operational personnel and cargo will be aboard for the first voyage, but even so, if it fails us then, what can we do? And if it doesn't, it could fall apart on the next flight or the one after that. Oh, yeah, that is a big concern, you're right. We've done everything we can to prevent that from happening, but it hardly matters. We thought the ether burner's design was flawless, too, and look how that turned out. Thou art familiar with these most daunting technologies, and thus dost thou hold the power to allay his fears. Oh, I'm not sure about that, but, well... Maybe you could tell me if there are any aspects of the ship's design that you're especially worried about? Our ability to walk about and perform our tasks, for one. I've devised a means by which to employ gravity, a spatio-temporal spell, to regulate the environment. But what if it's not strong enough? What if everyone floats away and begins crashing into things as soon as we've left the star? Aha! Gravitation! Maybe I can be of help after all. They know how to manage that, yeah. Up there is not so different from down here, you see. The same rules apply, and if you consider them as part of one great big cosmos rather than separate places... Here we go. Let the intellectual conversation begin. Sorry, probably making him feel better. I suspect both parties shall find comfort in this conversation. Lots of physics. Just transpired. Yet if Thancred's tale be true, still others would benefit from insights born of experience. Might I prevail upon the Lopperids to attend them? An excellent idea, if I do say so myself. There is naught we'd like more than to ease the hearts of the fine people of Aethirus, and learn more about them while we're at it. Well, glad am I to hear it. Gather thy companions and bring them hither. Leon, thou hast a gift for finding souls in need of succor. Pray seek thee out the distressed and the apprehensive, and inform them that help is at hand. I shall await them here, that I might introduce each to a suitable Lopperit. Alright, Urianger, I'm on it. Oh, I do so look forward to that! A place for every Lopperit and every Lopperit in their place. Cutie patooties. Yes, precisely. However, it would also be prudent to have a redundant system in the event of failure. Thank heavens I asked you! Yes, redundancy is always should be integrated in every design, especially one with such an important purpose. The final days doubtless weigh heavy upon the minds of many in Charlian Hamlet, pillars of the Exodus as they are. Pray, bring them hither. Will do. Oh my god. Let's get this one out of the way. What is this guy? Unconcerned Gleaner. Apologies, but I am awaiting a delivery. Whatever it is, we'll have to wait. Seems this Gleaner's too busy to chat for his benefit or otherwise. If it's urgent, you had best ask a different Gleaner. Alright. I'm just gonna check right now. Process of elimination. Damn, they have some really big range. I'm gonna get smacked a few times. Alright, safe to say there's no one out here that needs help. Let's check the other end. Despondent Engineer. You alright, buddy? Just leave me to my misery. The Forum can appoint someone else. trying. I apologize. I simply don't know what to do. How am I supposed to pilot the Ark if I'm already falling apart under the pressure? First thing first, you gotta calm down and maybe rethink some things. You know a starship pilot that I might speak with? Truly? Yeah. Well then there's no time to waste. They can help me prepare for this monumental task. We all get overwhelmed when we're assigned very difficult and insurmountable tasks sometimes. It can happen to the best of us. You know it happened to me a lot. It still does, obviously, but it used to happen a lot more in school. Have you heard anything of what's on the moon? I have no doubt that we can make it up there, but the searching for a new star part of the plan sounds awfully vague to me. I asked the forum, but they will only tell us that our collaborators have everything under control. Forgive me, but I don't feel particularly safe wandering through the sea of stars on gods know what made by gods know who. Well, then you can meet him. You mean to say that I can speak with them directly? Amazing! I hope they like questions. Oh, they will. 2 out of 8. So anybody just doing MSQ and not into side quests like me, this must feel like fucking filler. I almost actually said it earlier. I was gonna say, oh, look, we're doing filler stuff. Kind of are. But at the same time not, because it is actually important shit. Worries. No, I believe I'm fine, thank you. I've been confiding in my colleagues and it's helped a lot. Can't recommend it enough. Researcher already has the support she needs. Again, what did I say about one of the themes of this game? We have to be pillars of support for each other. We gotta stand together. Or else, we fall together. I don't know why I went into that accent. I don't know what character I'm channeling, but... Again, maybe humanity someday in real life will realize as well. We are all one, and if we don't realize it, you know, sooner or later, we'll find out the hard way. Right now we're seeing a fictional example of humanity finding out the hard way. Luckily, everything we did up to this point has helped ease the cooperation of people all around the world. Oof. Meaning everything we've done up to this point in the story from previous expansions. How might I help you? My, what a lovely idea! I too noticed people becoming rather tense, so I rushed out to pluck some fresh and fragrant tea leaves. Now I need only track down 100 or so cups. But don't you worry, I can manage. I hope your plan to cheer everyone up goes well. This woman is doing better than you are! Ha! I don't have a proper one for that. I guess if I shorten this one. Takes good timing though. Meaning pushing the button so it doesn't keep going. Pausing it again, basically. Hired Gleaner. Guys down in the dumps. Is anything bothering me? Well, I've been loading cargo for bells now, so my back feels like a void sense plated as a piano. That's interesting when you think about all the vertebrae, yeah. As like piano keys. My feet and knees as drums and cymbals too, of course. This cleaner seems fine if in need of a break. Milady? You gave a shocked look when she turned around. My face? What's wrong with my... Ow! Perhaps I am a bit tense. I don't see it, I just see the glasses and all that. I was tasked with ensuring that the proper fauna, and only the proper fauna, are brought with us to the moon. However, the suitability of a few species is still under debate, and I can hardly make the decision myself when I know so little about the environment up there. I have just the person for you to meet. Including the Loppers in our discussions is a wonderful idea. I absolutely will, thank you. Perhaps their biology itself might offer some clue as well. Consult our collaborators? I suppose that would be more effective than sitting here brooding. Yeah. I'm attempting to calculate how much cargo we can consolidate into fewer trips, should the ether burner make our original estimates unfeasible. But there are simply too many variables. I feel as if my brow will turn inside out. But perhaps our lunar associates will have more insight into how much weight constitutes too much weight for our purposes. Thank you for letting me know. Alright. Go for it, milady. It's alright. Aha! Aha! The end of the world is nigh, yet the work goes no faster. Schedules are such temperamental things. Feasible one moment, utter bollocks the next. And yet, I've never felt so alive. Nothing like, you know, being on the edge of a knife, right? The precipice of death itself to make you feel alive. To remind you that you're alive. This one is beyond your help. Only sleep can save her now. That's a good one. Anyway. That dude is on a mission. The way he was riding that mount. He had all Crypt Lurker gear, so that means they're just starting out there. Wait, no, never mind. That's probably just their glam then. I was like, they wouldn't be able to be down here if they just started Endwalker. Unless somebody flies them down here, like a friend. They can't do anything, they can only explore. Concerns? Nay, there's no point in worrying at this stage. It'll only make the work go that much slower. This woman seems to be coping well. Yeah, I think I've checked this place out well enough. Distracted researcher. Hey, buddy. 56 bunches of weeds in the ground. 56 bunches of weed. Rip one out. Add to the mound. 55 bunches of weed in the... Yeah, I know what song they were going with. I'm not neglecting my duties, I swear. I was in need of a little break, you see, but then I found myself unable to relax at all, so I went on a walk and then I noticed these weeds and... Okay, calm down, alright? I'm not here to chastise you, lady. Pleasant conversation partners and oh so fuzzy? Goodness me, that does sound like a much better way to relax. There you go. Man, I haven't heard that song in ages. Surprised at how well I was able to recall the cadence to it. Childhood memories. The things school has the potential of implanting into a very young mind. And yet, mostly nonsense. It's like, it's whatever. Too much of an irrelevant rant at this point. Just to summarize, kids can learn so much, but yet they just sometimes spend their time learning useless songs and nonsense in school. Even if their natural curiosity would drive them to do otherwise if they were presented the opportunity to do so. Blasted assistants! Where have they gone off to at a time like this? Beg pardon, but I have not the time for idle chit-chat. I need to reconfirm that ether levels are consistent throughout the vessel's machinery, and it seems I shall have to do so single-handedly. I swear, when I find those assistants of mine... Yo, chill out. I know someone who could help. The Loprets are willing to help? Why didn't you say so? Well, I was trying to. At least they won't moan about how they checked 2 dozen times already and haven't slept in weeks. Lazy sods.
You bastard!
Good to know he takes his job seriously. Irascible administrator. Let me finish checking up here. Big search zone. I remember hearing, I think, a long time ago I heard something about the... When I first heard of that website, Khan Academy, it was from this, this engineer guy who talked about it during, some public discourse thing he did. It was a YouTube video I saw where he did like a PowerPoint presentation of, it was like various topics, but one of them was about, like, he touched a little bit about like learning and talked about this website called Khan Academy, and that's how I learned about it many years ago. And he mentioned how he set his daughter to like learn it from like a homeschooling perspective. He set her to using it. And she was like in elementary school age, pretty young. And he just let her do whatever, like whatever she was interested. Like he only set her a task to like, you have to do like 30 minutes a day at least, something like that. But she can do whatever she wants. She can learn whatever she wants on the website. They said within like a week or two, she was already doing trigonometry like it was nothing. An elementary school kid. And I was just... That's when I first started learning about our potential to learn being so much greater when we're little kids, obviously. And I was shaking my head thinking, why do they wait until high school to start, you know, encouraging them to learn things they can so much more easily learn at a younger age? It's just like... That's why it becomes a lot harder for teenagers, because it's like, if they were exposed at least to a little bit of these more advanced ideas from a younger age, it wouldn't be so hard later in life. What am I thinking about? The medical facilities on the ship, of course. I designed them with the assistance of our sages and Kairujus, but to imagine every illness or injury that one might face in that great expanse is beyond any of us. To say nothing of the effects that living out there indefinitely might have on the body. Well, the crew from the moon? Why did I not think of that? Yeah, I'll answer your questions and concerns. Hopefully this is the last person, because we've looked everywhere at this point. You! Yes, you idiot! Have you seen an envelope lying about? This imbecile refuses to give me the alchemic I ordered without that bloody slip of parchment. Chill out, man. Unless your friends have a spell to make me remember where I dropped my damned envelope, I doubt they'll be more help than you. You've wasted enough of my time already! It would be unfortunate for all involved to inflict this man upon the leopards. Yep, he's a complete asshole.
You suck!
Grade A douchebag. Alright. Now where the hell is the last person? Excuse me. Where haven't I looked? Fuck you. It still hit me even though I'm in a sanctuary. Bastard. Rolling around at the speed of sound. I wish. The bike can only go so fast until I finish the game. Get that maximum mount speed, right? There you are, you son of a bitch. Hyperventilating engineer. Oh my god. Dude, calm down, man. By the gods, my chest is tight. Am I dying? Is this what dying feels like? Kind of what I was asking myself when I was hospitalized. I wasn't quite as panicked though, surprisingly. Again, I said it before, I made peace with a lot of things, so I was kind of like... And I didn't feel like I was gonna die either, I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. It's just another day. Still very odd how I reacted to that. Oh, do pardon me, I didn't see you there. There is no cause for concern, I assure you. No cause for concern, even though we may need to depart at any moment. And if the hull I designed buckles under the strain, the entire vessel may explode on launch, claiming countless lives and dooming all mankind. But that is highly unlikely. Yes, highly unlikely. Highly. Hey dude, you're having a panic attack. You need to calm down. Our visitors can help me triple check for structural flaws, you say? Why, that would be wonderful. I'm breathing more easily already. There you go. Man. My heart might have given out if I started hyperventilating and panicking like he did. Thought I was able to keep it under control. Holy shit, here we go. It's fine to admit you're scared, you know. The density, however. In the long run, however, most of you won't die. When you put it that way. Anything else? That estimate seems accurate to me. Will so much dust not cause respiratory problems? Well, better get to work on air filtration systems. There we go. Everyone's happy now. Kind of. Behold, Leon. Through thine efforts, word hath spread throughout Labyrinthos. Verily, to a far greater number than we anticipated. Living Way doth gather more loppers as we speak. I shall assign each in accordance with their skills, that new bonds of friendship might be forged. Should greater matters require not thine attentions, watch over them, I prithee. Okay. I pray that Living Way is joyed to see so many heartened souls when she doth return. You know, with the music and everything, the sense of urgency, everything we've been doing right in this area, reminds me of when we were all working together with Yulmore to, and then everyone else after that. All of the first came together to chase down Bothrian on Mount Gulg when he was unreachable. We're essentially doing the same thing all over again. We're all working together towards a common goal to try and save everyone from annihilation. It's the same sort of feeling I'm getting right now from all this. Like when we were running around like a headless chicken trying to make the giant Talos. So we could reach Mount Gold. It feels like that right now.
Phew! Oh, finally some rest! Why, I haven't spoken so much in... well, in forever.
Lively, isn't it? The town is abuzz. Everyone eager to meet with our friends from the moon.
Twould behoove you to consult with Sleeping Way. As our moon's pilot, his advice should be most pertinent.
I'm impressed. Truth be told, I struggle to tell one from another. No offense intended, of course.
None taken. After you and your friends left Mare Elementorum, we spent no small amount of time with your Urianger. Oh, the conversations we had. He told us all about Atheris, answered our every question, no matter how trifling or trivial. Look! Every page filled to the margins with knowledge. When I first arrived, I was struck by how little I knew. It was daunting. But then I realized that, were it not for Urianger and his teachings, we'd still be stuck on the moon, gazing at your world and wondering what we've been missing.
What would they think if they could see Urianger now? I dare say they'd be more than a bit surprised. And impressed, no doubt. Master Louisoix, Minfilia, Papalimo, and not to forget...
Unbreeder.
Oh there. Heard there was a visiting expert who we might bother with a few questions. I take it you'd be the one.
It's Moonbreeder's...
Yes, I am.
You were saying, Tancred?
Wilson and Blovida, Charlian's foremost researchers in the field of teleportation magic, and Moonbreeder's parents.
It hath been some time. Tis good to see you in good health.
Likewise, old friend. Blovida and I were most honored to answer the call. Never expected this reunion, though, did we, dear?
I'll say, the nerve. Sending that letter, then running off to the gods know where. Do you have any idea how worried we were?
I'm sorry. 'Twas remiss of me not to deliver the news in person. No, more than that. 'Twas I who...
Our daughter was disillusioned after Master Louisoix left her behind. The day the Scions called upon her was the happiest I'd seen her in years. She made her every choice of her own free will. No one could have ever forced her to do otherwise. Don't blame yourself for her death. Celebrate her life. You know that's what she'd want.
If there is one thing we resent you for, it was that we could not be there to mourn her with you. Reading the words you penned in that shaky hand, we must have cried as much for you as we did for her.
I just saw Moonbreeder's death literally yesterday on Asmon's playthrough too, so this is really fresh in my mind.
I'm sorry. I truly, truly am. I knew not what to say. Knew not how to express my feelings. The poems and platitudes of wiser men, musings on sadness and loss, studied and memorized, and meaningless in the moment.
Silly boy. We are all powerless before such grief. Even now, try as I might, the words escape me. But in our hearts, we know. We always know.
I remember when you were young, how the lads teased you for choosing the company of books over others. Our moon didn't take kindly to that. Be nice to Urianger, she'd shout, and give them a walloping. No matter how many times we scolded her.
So we offered a suggestion. Rather than starting fights, why don't you be the bridge between Urianger and the others? She had to mull it over for a while, arms crossed, brow furrowed in intense thought. But from that day on, she never let you be alone. She'd drag you outside to play, pepper you with endless questions, read the same books you read, all to try and understand you that much better. I'm sure it was annoying and exhausting at the time, but she only ever had the best of intentions.
And look at you now, at the center of the crowd. The reason there even is a crowd, having brought these people together. You've no idea how proud we are.
To see the boy our daughter trusted and believed in more than anyone grow into the man she always knew he could be. I can see her in you too. Feel her. She walks with you wheresoever you go. So thank you, Urianger, for being who you are.
I think I can feel her too. The truth of her life. Not sorrow, but hope and love.
This moon breeder. She was important to him, wasn't she?
You could ask the man himself.
Oh, no. But watching this exchange reminds me how much I've yet to learn about your world. And its people.
You can live here your entire life and hardly learn a thing. And that's why it's too soon for this to end.
It's moments like these that are stark reminders that life is worth living. For me, anyway. Especially after Thancred said that. I mean, that really sells the point, right? It's home. Life is worth living. We just have to go prove it to Medion now. Remind me to invite Urianger for a drink when we have a moment to breathe. We're long overdue for one. We can raise a glass to Moonbreeder. Of course. We will. I was so busy asking questions about a theorist that I never thought to ask more about Urianger. I'd like to, but where would I begin? Well, you have a starting point now. Oh look, there's a Lalafell researcher talking with the little loprid over there. Whew. God, that took it out of me. Goodness me, I've never felt like there was too little time before. There are so many people to talk to, so many things to learn. I assure you that my fellow loprids are equally excited to have this opportunity. They were humming the whole way here. I see that. We spent so long gazing at this star, wondering and hoping. But to be here now, to walk among the people, to be a part of their lives and know that we've made a difference, it's so much more than I ever dreamed. Lubita. Oh, you must be one of the Scions, correct? Yeah, I knew your daughter for a little bit. Thank you for caring for my daughter. The time she spent with you was all too short, but I know she was proud to have you as comrades. One patch, that's it. Urianger is too, I'm sure, and I certainly feel better for knowing he has good friends to look after him. Seeing that he comes home from time to time, will you? Or see that he comes home time to time, will you? Huh, I'll put a leash on him, yeah. See, at this moment I was thinking to myself about that person I told y'all about. The one who was so upset about Moonbreeda's death. Which Asmund was too, actually, surprisingly. Was so upset about Moonbreeda's death that they stopped caring about the story and they now, like, skip all the cutscenes and stuff. They missed the payoff for their favorite character right here. And they still play this today, and I guarantee you they skipped over this scene, not even knowing. The classical Rogadan language isn't so different from Eorzean. Did you ever wonder why we named our daughter Moon's Bride? That makes sense. I knew her name had something to do with the moon, I just didn't know... Yeah, Moon Brida. Moon's Bride, yeah, makes sense. Well, when I first held her, the moon was shining silver and full. The whole world seemed aglow. I knew it had chosen her, that she would be a beacon of that self-same light. Would that she had made it far enough to actually see the moon in person, up close, like we did. Of course, we'd later hear our fair share of jokes about how we ought to have gone for a son instead, with how bright and stubborn she was. But fiery as my Moon Brida was, she was always kind and gentle. Bet she was, yeah. Oriancha? You alright, buddy? Also, in case there's another cutscene. I feel it's only right now. Oh, Leon. Be assured that I am fine. I am... drying your tears like me? Full glad to see them too, after so very long. Gladder still that it was in your company. As difficult as it was to accept their kindness, it would have been far harder had I faced them alone. You needed some courage, man. You thought they were going to be angry at you, but... well, they kind of were, but not for the reasons you thought, man. They basically thought of him as, you know, almost like a son-in-law, so they were like... they wanted to be there for him. He thought they'd be angry, but... they love him just as much as their daughter. As they love their daughter. Hither and yarns. Thou hast my gratitude for lending courage to the Loporrits. Not disposed to rest on their laurels, several of our guests have elected to accompany my countrymen to their station. Some few may still come hither seeking counsel, and so shall I remain to aid them as need be. If thou art needed elsewhere, do not let me detain thee. As a matter of fact, I was hoping you might check on Alize. Last I saw, she was struggling to carry an enormous pile of boxes out the west gate. I could go myself, but we both know whose help she's less like to scorn. Not to mention that, much to my misfortune, I can think of several other things I ought to be doing. Until later. Alright. Pray assist Mistress Alize. She has taken up too great a burden, like as not. Livingway and I shall attend to matters here. Alright, I'll go look for her. Right after I get these new set of side quests done. Oh, I see, this is going to take us to the other settlements. And then that is going to take us into the center, finally. Excellent. Oh! Alright, let's start chipping away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I doubt they say anything new. No. Nope. Alright, let's get on with it. Please tell me I can jump this. Oh! Okay, thank God. Gift for a fan. It's Leon, isn't it? I was about to head to Cockle's Forge to drop something off, but I think you'd be more welcome than I. As it turns out, the recipient is something of an admirer of yours. I'm sure she'd be thrilled to have you make the delivery. Really? Thank you. Here's a package, all set to be delivered to Wasandadi. I think I pronounced that right. Shit. A chain quest. A lab in Labyrinthos. And an ether current besides. Oh, what am I to do? What's up? Ah, you're that adventurer who helped out the students of Baldessian, aren't you? I suppose it matters not to you, but my son seems to have run away. Really? Both have the same question. One sounds more rude than the other. I thought only research was looking. Ah, yes. Simply put, my wife and I work at Aporia, I think, and she happened to conceive whilst we were living here in Charlie and Hamlet. I assure you we had many sleepless nights wondering if we should quit our jobs and leave Labyrinthos, or entrust the child to a friend of ours who dwells somewhere more suitable. Ultimately, we decided to continue our work whilst raising the child here. After all, our research is focused on the very future that our offspring will inhabit. This is true. The issue is, however, that the magic that prevents us from revealing anything confidential is too potent to be used on children. Of course, we can't allow the little one to roam freely. There's no telling what he might impart onto others. So he has spent his entire life thus far within the confines of Charlie and Hamlet. Damn. We recently had a slight spat with him and, well, he decided to flee. He got tired of being cooped up, didn't he? I imagine me going after him would only make things worse. Could I ask you to talk to him in my stead? I'm sure he'd be much more willing to listen to anyone other than his parents at this point. I get it. I'll do what I can. Thank you. Verpeline, my boy, is most likely in the plaza to the east. I cannot imagine he's stuck out any further on his own. Over here? Yeah. You care enough to send the very best. Oh my, a conundrum indeed. What am I to do? Something the matter? Well, aren't you a kind sort to take an interest in a stranger's woes? Lady, you don't know the half. Anyway, continue. It's my son, you see. He's a gleaner stationed in the Near East, and he's recently returned to deliver his procurements. I just received word from him a moment ago asking me to meet him in the Archean. Apparently he has some sort of gift for me. Is that not thoughtful? In a stroke of ill luck, however, something urgent has come up, which I am obliged to attend to. Excuse me. By the time I'm done with my business, I've little doubt my darling boy will already be gone, off on his next assignment to who knows where. So you see why I'm in a pickle, surely. As much as I want to, I can't claim the gift myself. But perhaps you could in my stead, if you've the time on your hands, that is. Sure. You do? Why, thank you. I will return as soon as I'm able, but let us meet here once you have taken receipt of the present. Right on. Don't filter yourself. Whoa, that was too far of a zoom in. The pun again.
You bastard!
May I borrow you a moment? I have a problem of a marital nature, shall we say. You see, my husband was looking rather green around the gills when he left for work this morning. As much as I would like to check on him myself, I'm afraid my research is of such import I can't leave it unattended for any amount of time. Which is why I must ask you to look in on him in my stead. You'll like to find my darling slaving away in Cockle's Forge if he hasn't been carted off to the infirmary yet, that is. He's a rather handsome man whose garish red glasses make him hard to miss. Did you notice that he's under the weather? I asked that you provide him with this filter, which will hopefully revitalize him. I'm sorry to lay such a burden on you, but I've no one else to whom I can entrust this. Please hurry, as I fear he'll keel over before long. Alright. A job for a Loperit. What do you got? Haven't we met before? You're one of Urianger's friends, yes? Yeah. Ah, I thought so. I'm here wandering around Labyrinthos hoping to find some work to do. It sounds like such fun. But I don't even know where to start or how to ask for it. Can you help me? Of course. Sorry, I had something else on my mind for a second there, so I was kind of thinking about it. But yeah, of course. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's find someone with work for me. There we go. Who's this little mammoth? Doling out punishment. Where could it have gone? What a bother this is. If only I could find someone who... Oh! Fortune is on my side indeed. What's up? You seem the dowdy sort. Might you help me locate a missing mammoth? A colleague has reported that one has escaped and gone on a rampage. It was last sighted wandering southeast of here, where it has slain one of the specimens. Shit. We've tried to deactivate the mammoth remotely, but it has outright ignored our commands. Now our only recourse is to stop that willful thing by force. Perhaps you could do the honors? If you're up for it, I'll need you to locate it and put it out of commission. Once that pugnacious puppet has been silenced, place it in this coffer and return it to me. So, will you help? Sure. Fantastic! I knew you weren't the type to say no to a man in need. Find the corpse of the fiend it fought, and you're like to come across that directionless doll. The corpse of a man at... The dry eyes have it. Well, mine are kind of dry now, and puffy too after all that crying. A moment, if I may. Have you heard of the winged familiars known as the Skatine? They have a marked talent for seeing in the dark, which has established them as the chosen watchbirds for some of the world's most important facilities. As it so happens, we in Labyrinthos avail ourselves of their astonishing eyesight too. Day and night, our Skatines keep close watch for any blackguards or nasty goings-on. However, such keenness of eyesight requires, for lack of a better term, upkeep, which comes in the form of special eye drops. After all, what creatures can sit unblinking and wide-eyed for days on end without help? So, might I ask you to dole out said medication? How good of you to be so obliging! The Skatines are perceptive creatures in both sight and mind, and will take to you instantly once they know you've experienced in caring for even one of their kind. Got it. That is why I recommend all those who deal with things of a confidential nature to try their hand at treating the beady eyes of our vigilant familiars at least once. Near the northmost entrance, you'll find the Skatine's caretaker. She'll be only too glad to introduce you to our faithful watch owls. I said that wrong too. Watch owls, you said. Shit, they're upstairs. Viera Gleaner. Gleaner's wish. Alright. What's up, buddy? You're a visitor to Charlian, aren't you? You do have a worldly look about you. As a Gleaner, I too have journeyed far and wide. Tell me, where's the farthest you have ventured? Another world, honestly. He looks up. Is that meant to be in jest? The look on your face tells me you're serious. I am. Fine. You should do nicely. What's up? You see, I need a more experienced traveler to say a prayer for me before I leave for Gearbania. If you would do me the honor, the reactor operated by the tower to the south should have a lantern crystal prepared for the purpose. Please speak with the reactor operator and I will furnish you with a lantern crystal. Who left? Determined bibliothek. Take a look, it's in a book. What the hell is this? Oh, we've had that before. Coconut chowder, or cod chowder, excuse me. You there, adventurer. You have the carriage of a man upon whose time I might prevail. Sure. Those books there, you see them? Yeah. You see them, yes? I will have you bear them to one of the students of Baldessian for me. Leave it to me? Oh, that was a deal easier than expected. I had half thought this would require some explanation. Which you shall have regardless. I am a member... Oh, I don't mind. I mean, the lore, the expanding lore is what you do side quests for, right? For getting to know the world around you. I am a member of a prominent political faction known as the Bibliotheques. I trust you've heard of us? What's with the giggle? The dude over there's like... I and my colleagues have sworn to bear silent witness to the affairs of our world, recording all which comes to pass. The students of Baldessian, on the other hand, take a much more active approach in the affairs of our world. Needless to say, things between us are tense. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, Kyle never would have showed up to help us. It would spell trouble were I to be found delivering these tomes myself. My colleagues may well bar me from the archives entire, a punishment worse than death. Thus, I seek aid from one who can pass unnoticed. You. That works, actually, yeah. I get it then. Right then, have a care and bring these to my Baldessian co-conspirator. You'll find her in Logisticon Alpha. Oh, and tell her it's a gift from a friendly researcher in Charlene Hamlet, will you? Will do. Okay, we'll come back to that later. Let me get the last quest. Not this crap again. No guidance from the journal or the duty list if you do this. Alright. Wayward Carbuncle. Excuse me, you there. You look capable. Did you find a missing carbuncle for me? Sure. Ordinarily, a carbuncle would never be without an arcanist, but this one was found alone, roaming the wilds of Lenosha. And so I had it sent here for research purposes. I swear I took my eye off it for barely even a moment, and it scampered off somewhere outside the hamlet. Seeing as it's far too dangerous out there for someone of my disposition, I was hoping you could look for it in my stead. Sure. You have my thanks. I don't think it could have made it out of the central circuit, but that still leaves a wide area to search. This guiding crystal should make the job a bit easier. It will react when the carbuncle is near, glowing more brightly the closer you are to your quarry. Once you've secured the entity, please bring it back here to me. I wish you fortune in your hunt. The guiding crystal again. Just like back on Elpis. Shit. The hell is that? Oh, it's our first quest objective. Alright, we have our 10 quests accepted. Get started. The Wayward Carbuncle one I should save for later because... yeah. There we go. It doesn't... might as well add another one of the other ones to the quest tracker since that one's not going to appear on the map anyway. Yeah, there we go. Much more efficient. Watchful Skatine. That's what this is? Holy shit. Familiar Whisperer. You're the one who's come about the eye drops then. Heard all about today's little exercise from Anaija. Called me via link though, you see. I told this old bird what's about to transpire, but she still seems a bit on her guard. Might be best to calm her down yourself. If you pet her gently, that ought to unruffle her feathers. Figuratively and literally. Skatine on guard duty eyes you warily. Perhaps you should pet her before she gets peckish. These creatures do love to be petted. Surprising, I know, given the look of them. Yeah. I look at it and think it doesn't want to be touched at all. Shit. There you go. Buddy. The vigilant Skatine continues her unwavering stare, but there is now a great deal less anxiety in her eyes than before. I think our friend here has realized you're no threat at all. Go on then. He's ready for the eye drops whenever you are. Okay. Skatine watches you closely. Now's your chance to administer the eye drops. Black color filter. There it is. 18 eye drops, concocted to soothe the Skatine's unblinking eyes, which can get terribly dry from glaring menacingly at passers-by. Damn, yeah, your eyes need a break. Here you go. Why, she looks about ready to snuggle up to you, I'd say. Skatines have a mind like a steel trap and don't forget a face easily, so it's not a problem if you were to walk past in completely different clothes. Takes more than a costume change to fool them, after all. Damn. I wish I was more like them. I can be fooled so easily. If you don't mind my asking, you're friends with the Dragoon, right? Surly-looking elephant fellows, I remember. I'm afraid the Skatines didn't take kindly to him. Damn near pecked his eyes out. This poor bird almost got a lance in her gullet for it. Lucky your companion stopped himself when he did, but that doesn't mean the Skatine is gonna let bygones be bygones anytime soon. Let me tell you. Bit of advice, he ought to watch himself if he's walking through these parts. Poor Estinian. In any case, your work is done here. This Skatine's had her treatment, so go and tell Anija as much. Good luck out there. Oh, and should you happen to see another Skatine while you're about, give him a wave, alright? Okay. That's funny. I gotta play some dialogue for that right now. That should be enough. Okay, yeah. That's the whole thing right there. Might as well turn this one. It's on the way, right? Ah, kinda no. Let me go over here first. Let's do it! Deliver the stack of tomes and text to the Baldessian co-conspirator and Logisticon Alpha before your arms give out. You'll have 200 seconds to complete the task. It's pretty far away, so... Here we go. Better play it safe and stick to the paths where there are no enemies, of course. Made it through the worst part safely. We're good. My word, look at all of this! Each book more valuable than the last. How in the world did you come by them? Well? Given to you by a researcher in Charlene Hamlet, you say? And meant as a gift from me? My mysterious benefactor is gracious indeed. Excuse me. It's a comfort to know that at least one person out there values our efforts in an ever-changing world. Do give my thanks to this charitable researcher next you see them. Alright. The students of Baldessian want only to keep our star safe from that which threatens it. You would think that a noble cause, but some find this to be importunate. That we should mind our own business. Honestly, these people... If the world... Excuse me? If the world is gone, they'll have nothing to record. Yeah. But now we know why they had that attitude. They were trying to focus on exactly that. They knew the world was gonna be gone eventually. So they preferred to just focus on our departure from it. Are you here for the crystal? I hope it does some good for that gleaner. Those folks need all the luck they can get. Lanterns light the way through the darkness, a tool which can mean the difference between life and death. They are synonymous with safe passage, and as such it has become custom in recent days to imbue the crystals inside with the prayers of a more seasoned traveler. And today that traveler is you. Simply face the crystal and pray for the safety of the traveler to be, if you will. Okay, sure. I can do that. Shit, I don't have pray, I only have, I never added it to... God damn it. A colleague recently told me about the power of Akasha, a concept taught in Radatan, and how it reacts to strong emotion. I wonder if this method of praying to a crystal was a manifestation of that power. Well, that should about do it. With luck, your prayers will help guide the gleaner safely through the perils of his journey. Hopefully. Well, I don't know if the crystal will be very receptive to it. Ether and Akasha don't seem to mix for some reason. But the crystal is ready. You can take it to the gleaner passport now. Alright. Perhaps this person can help us. Is there something I can help you and your, friend with? Well... I'd heard Loporits were interested in learning about our culture, and you're saying this one is looking for a job? Yeah. Yes, I would like to work at a job. Do you know one I could go? Or I could do? Well, most people here work at Aporia or Bomazine, but we would need to submit documents to request the proper level of clearance and... Oh! I have an idea. As you've seen, the man-made habitats hereabouts are populated by a variety of experimental subjects. Some of the bolder beasts, however, have been known to cause unfortunate incidents in and around the elemental reactors. In order to encourage these creatures to keep their distance, we put together some bags of noxious-smelling repellent. I'd appreciate it if you could place a few of them by the reactors themselves. For now, I need you to ward 2 such facilities, the one to the south, and the one to the west of Logisticon Beta. Here, there's an armful for each of you so you can split the work. Oh, I'm sorry for making you work too, but that means we can share the payment as well. Right, I'll go to the south reactor and you take the one in the west. Work, work, work. Beauty. Go ahead and place a few of those bags by the reactor west of Logisticon Beta. Alright. Will do. Might as well get these out of the way. Turn them in. You've returned! Very good. Judging by the lack of scratch marks, you were successful in completing your task. No doubt the Skatines now know to treat you as a friend rather than foe. The Skatines do not stay long in any given location, but rather fly through labyrinthos moving from perch to perch. Did you happen to see one, count yourself fortunate. They can be a rare sight. Though you may think them difficult to spot, trust that they are among us. They are watching, always, ensuring that the knowledge we've acquired is kept from falling into the hands of those who would use it for nefarious ends. Wait a minute. Okay, but it's up there. Do you have a lantern crystal for me? Right here. A crystal imbued with hope for a safe journey. You have my thanks. With your prayer feeling its light, I have faith that it will keep me safe until my return. And now I depart for Giribania. I hope your travels are successful as well as mine. Take it easy. Safe travels and all that. Ah, you've returned, and without the books with which you departed. I assume that to mean they were delivered to the right hands. Thank you. As I mentioned before, we bibliotheques keep to the wings of history's stage, and take a fierce stance against any sort of involvement. We have a sworn duty to observe all which transpires, even as the world unravels before our very eyes. So dedicated are we to our goal, there is no realm in which we are not present. I too was once stationed abroad, in the Far East actually. It is where I caught wind of the students of Baldessian, learned how they had become a symbol of hope for those fearing the final days. Savest tells us that knowledge is a gift, one that cannot be bestowed upon just anyone. It is only the worthy who ought to wield the strength it provides. And I believe the students of Baldessian worthy. If there is any justice left in this world, then that which our pens and papers have locked away is theirs by rights. Thank you for helping me put the fruits of our labor to good use. Okay. Very elitist attitude that he has towards knowledge. But at least he can acknowledge that the students of Baldessian are doing something good, even if he wouldn't do it himself. At least. Wait, how many exactly? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That one has no... Alright, well, we've reached the end of our tether for tonight. Yeah, I'm already in the sanctuary. I can just log out here, actually. Alright, I'll go here where there's some sunlight. There we go. Alright, y'all, I'm getting out of here. It's time for me to go to bed. How long did this one go? Hour and a half. Good enough. Good enough. Whew. 1 second. There we go. I was stuck in one place there for too long. Alright, I'm out. So, yeah, today was a good day. As always, thank you all very much for watching. Special thanks to Crimson Arrival and Deathwing Duck and Aiden Lorcan. I thank you all very much for coming by to watch for a bit as I record these videos. And, as always, to all of you, I appreciate the support across both YouTube and Twitch, for those of you watching in the future. And please, take care of yourselves, look after each other, stay safe out there. And until next time, as always, please have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. Bye, everyone. Peace.